Hi there, my name is John Stevens. I'm pastor of Zion Lutheran Church in Oregon City, Oregon, and we are part of the ELCA. And welcome to Dollar Store Children's Sermons, where we take a look at the lectionary text, tied to an item from the Dollar Tree, or the junk drawer, or the kids' room, or the garage. You know how we've been doing it. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of your week with me in this way, and thank you for the love that you are sharing with your kids and your families and your congregation. You are rocking it. Thank you. This is for the 21st Sunday after Pentecost, or the 30,000 millionth Sunday of green. Yes, if you haven't done a children's sermon on the color green, this might be a good Sunday to do that, about how green represents growth, both spiritually and about outwardly into the world. And you could talk about green. But I'm looking at the direction I'm going is an idea for the second reading and then for the gospel. The second reading, looking at something that might stop me from doing something. And I'm thinking about like a scary mask. I'm thinking about like Halloween's coming up, and I'm not thinking something really scary. I don't want to truly frighten the kids. But something scary. I might tell a story about how I have a superpower that I can scare my wife. I can be in the same room with her, and I make a move or something, and I can frighten her because if she's doing something very intently, I can walk into a room, walk out, walk back in, and she gets scared. And I try. I walk in, I'm like, I'm coming in here. I don't want to scare you. So those things. So it might be that I get startled. It could be that we're doing the children's sermon and someone walks behind me. I'm like, oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. That we get that something that might stop us or scare us, because in the second reading, there's that line that we might approach the throne of grace with boldness. And I like that boldness. The things that would stop us, that hinder us, but God tells us that we can go to the throne of grace, the throne of God, that normally would be like it. That would be pretty scary to go to. It's like, I don't know what to expect. I'm a little afraid. It's like going downstairs, Home Alone, the movie, where that goes down and there's that boiler downstairs. That it's like, I don't know what to expect. I am scared. There's times where you you come in from somewhere and all the lights are off, and you're like, I don't know about this. Sometimes if we can admit to the kids that there are things that make us afraid, it allows another to talk about their own fears, and there's power in that. But in that being startled, being that in Jesus Christ we can approach God and the throne of grace with boldness. Yeah. And maybe what is the stance of boldness? Like scared this, and boldness like, yeah, that's good. And it's almost cocky, yeah. And we're having fun with it. And so this idea that God's the throne of grace is open to us and open to all, and we have that gift and that love that God pours out on us. So that's a direction on there, being frightened, being scared, and then that in that we have that the throne has been opened. And that throne is an interesting language, but maybe approaching God and talking about that. So that's the second reading. The gospel, I am looking at needing help, because I've been noticing, and this is the direction I'm recording this the week before, but so for last Sunday's sermon, which I haven't preached yet because I'm recording this, space-time continuum. Anyway, in the sermon, I am talking about how Mark is like a roller coaster here. We've got extreme things. Cut your hand off, extreme hand, whoa, and then let the children come to me. That's pretty extremes too, but it's that. For us, it's like, children, they're cute. Oh no, here's a divorce and adultery, and oh my God, children. Oh, that's nice. You got to sell all the possessions. Yeah. That there's these points where it's like, and I end up going, where that question, Lord, then who can be saved? I mean, that's really, it's like we get those in some of that ebb and flow, and in this gospel lesson, really where the man who goes away sad because he has many possessions. He's like, oh. And I think about all the things that I'm asked to do, and I can't do it. By myself, I cannot do it. I need help. I need God's grace. I need God's direction. I need God's Spirit. I need other people around me to help me do this, that we are called into this life together, that we're called into this life as a church. So, talking about the things that we want to do, but we need help doing. Maybe it's a large project that you're doing at home and you're like, I can't do this. We're re-roofing our building right now, the sanctuary and the steeple, which is amazing. We've been raising money to do it. Many of you know that I put out a blend of coffee called Raise the Roof. We got to the point that we need, thanks to the generosity and the love of people that are in the congregation and connected to the congregation. So we're in the process of re-roofing. There is no way we could have done this by ourselves. The company that's doing is doing a fantastic job. The company that makes the cherry picker, the big boom that's going to get up to do the steeple, that's needed. All of these things that come together so that we through their help can get the thing that we need to get done, and there's no way that we could do by ourselves. And there is no way that we could do and respond with the love by ourselves, because I know I can't, and I need God's grace, and I need God's help, and I need the help of my brothers and sisters in Christ to be able to help me do that. So that's the direction I'm going, that way. One or the other, I don't know yet which direction, if I'm going to use the second reading or if I'm going to use the gospel, but the direction of the gospel is we need God's help. We need the help of others, and I give thanks to God for all of the help that we have in our through the cloud of witnesses and through the throne of grace, tied back to the second reading. All right, so I'm hoping one of these things can be useful for your own children's sermon. Thank you so much for your partnership in this ministry. Thank you for the love that you are sharing with your kids and your congregations and your families. You, my friend, are rocking it. All right, we'll see you next week. Peace.